Hey y'all, it's me. I was thinking about something and I want to share this with you. Um, After having fasted for a little bit, um, back in I want to say it was 2018, I finished a 40-day fast, okay? And on water only. And I noticed some things. It was spiritual, it was intense. Um, there's things that are difficult to explain to you without you thinking I was crazy, but I know I'm not. But yeah, I started to just, for loss of a better way to say it, but I think it's the right way to say it. I started to experience the power of God in my life. Okay, I was able to do some things that I believe had I grown closer to God after having gone through the fasting and prayer, that I would have understood my power. I would have walked into my power. I would have gotten stronger in my power. But I want to say this to you, just to let you know that I believe that from time to time I dip into the spirit more deeply. And this happens after fasting and prayer, okay? It happens after fasting particularly. I find that I might gain spiritual insight as an onlooker in a place where the transgression took place. In other words, I can see what happened somewhere when I fast and pray and seek the Lord. Like if I'm in a place and something bad happened and it's relevant to me, I think I see what happened where I was while seeking the Lord there in that place. And I believe that a spiritual situation is very vivid in a place where something bad happened, depending. So that's what I think happens. So I say all of that to say this. Where you see me is likely where it happened. I believe in an upside down society place where they do things wrong. I believe that they do reenactments. I believe they put people through a cycle of reenactments and preeminence, so that it's a form of false prophecy where they'll put you through something evil that they did to somebody that you love, and then put you through something evil that they're about to do to you. Like, it's just a really evil thing that I've seen around in this area. So for me, I look at it and it's almost like walking through like the scene of a bad horror, a horrific incident, whatever it may be. For instance, let me give you an example. When I had that dream about the nightmare rather, when I was in SJS Industrial, I saw what was an empty room where I had been working, but the room had a pallet that had a piece of cardboard on it that had blood on it. So it was like I was there for the aftermath of something that had happened, and this was during the period of fasting. I saw this in a nightmare. When I was at what was called Tegra, I felt my spiritual man experience what was almost like gasping for water, like trying to sip water without a face that was normal. Like somebody had broken a person's face and they were trying to sip something. And one of the things that I had seen at Tegra was like this little squirt bottle with the tilted nozzle. And I'm wondering if that's what it was that was used. In other words, I've been going through a lot. It happened in the parking lot of Tegra. So I'm like, what is all of this? And it's the Tegra in Norfolk on Princess Anne. I'm not quite sure what happened in the area, but it leads me to believe that something very evil either may have taken place or may have been plotted or may have been planned. I mean, I'm not quite sure. I felt what felt like my what was a deformed person be thrown on me. It was like they cast this person that felt broken. It felt like they didn't have no limbs. And they threw the person on my back. I'm not quite sure what that was, but it was like that person was thrown on me in my spirit. And I'm like, what is going on here? So it's almost like seeing the truth about what happened, living a truth of sorts, but a lie of sorts, whereas it seems to be a conspiracy. It seems to be like somebody got away with something that was really evil, and there's somebody held in the captivity of really evil people that's struggling to speak out about it, and that person is close to me in heart. So that's what I'm seeing about this whole situation. Is it true? I don't fully know. I don't have the conclusive evidence about it to be able to say to you, yo, except that I have my dreams and what I've lived, you know. But to be able to definitively state to you that I know what actually happened, no. I ain't even gonna start to try to say that. But what I've been experiencing in my nightmares, though, it's freaking weird. And some people dismiss like dreams and stuff. I'm not doing it no more. I'm gonna track them. I'm gonna make note of the things that I see that are consistent with the stories that I've been told in my spirit, but also that are consistent with the look. Check this out. I'm going through a whole spiritual phenomenon, right? Where there's this thing called channeling that happens, where the voices of people or strange spirits elsewhere come through your body. And I'm like, I'm not a witch. I'm not into witchcraft, so I don't practice that. But I'm dealing with new age spiritualism and universalism and all that weirdness coming through my body. So I'm like, all right, now let me get this straight. I don't do incantations. I don't go rocking back and forth with my eyes rolling back in my head and such. I'm not really seeking the spirits, but the spirits come running up on me. And I understand this to be the case, that there is a form of spiritual convergence where people actually, they communicate by what they call telepathy, but it's spiritually facilitated. It's something that is an actual conversation that takes place from head to head in the spirit. And I'm like, all right, so I at least understand there to be some type of conspiracy that exists that hits the medical profession. Well, they'll say that these voices and such, you're crazy, right? But I'm like, I don't want to hear these voices, and these voices are very real. They're very weird, and the people act weird accordingly. There are weirdo people that come near you that sound like the voices that you hear. So it follows that I think that they pretend like they're not doing it spiritually, or that they're not having some form of spiritual experience. And yes, it's like they send a bird and let it fly, meaning they'll charge up this particular spirit with what they want to say to it. And the things just run around in the spirit. I'm telling you, some people get hit with spirits. Real talk. So repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Have a blessed and marvelous day. It's not so much telepathy as it is like familiar spirits and little spiritual uncleans and things that are sent about to pick on people, you know. So you guys take care, and thank you for watching.